Hello, my name is Jose R. Quinones with National American University, and today I'll be discussing my LP5 reflection video on this semester. Um, so, we're going to talk about the North American Free Trade Agreement, uh, referred as to NAFTA. NAFTA is an agreement signed between Canada, Mexico, and the United States. Um, this was uh, an agreement that was introduced in order to reduce tariffs among the three nations. Um, it's supposed to lessen the obstacles or really the difficulties of being able to get goods into the United States via through customs. A lot of the times, there is a lot of issues when goods are trying to come in from those countries or any country in particular, but under NAFTA, it makes it easier due to this agreement in order to be able to move those goods. NAFTA has actually done a lot for those nations in a sense that it has tripled trade between the three nations. Um, for the United States, there's no tariffs for oil imports coming in from Mexico, so that is good for us as as far as gas goes. There also has been an increase in U.S. economic output by 0.5% per year, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is, and over the years, it adds up to billions, if not trillions of dollars. Again, NAFTA itself, the three nations combined, they really control. They have dominance over the economies in the world. Now, the European Union, as it is referred to as the EU, this is a union of 28 states. It's really maintained, or really all of it's pretty much done in Europe. However, it does include some additional countries such as Iceland, Ireland, Italy, Sweden, and Wales. EU was introduced in 2002. It introduced the euro, which is their currency. The euro replaced many of the European currencies. What this allowed it to do was to develop one single market for EU. EU also abolished international tariffs and trade quotas within those all those nations. Now, another thing I learned through this semester was global outsourcing and how it's important to some organizations, and different issues that can come up with it. But so here I'll speak of a few. So mainly corporations or really companies outsource really for the cheap labor. Usually Asia is used for outsourcing. So before, Nike used to use Asia a lot as well. Issues on importation and high freight costs. So this is that's the only issue with this, especially for Asia, where it's the high freight costs. Corporations usually utilize Mexico for outsourcing, as far as the United States goes, and also because of low labor costs, inexpensive materials, and low shipping costs. The advantages for organizations is less hiring at their current or locations if they're in the United States. However, and if they outsource to somewhere else like Asia or whatnot, they also could have as a con, they could have a larger pool of talented candidates as well for the organization. So it could be good and it could be bad. Also, what this can produce is the outsourcing is it could impact the organization's culture, challenges on current issues already. It can confuse the employees if the organization does not communicate with them with why they're doing what they're doing as far as outsourcing when they have employees or other employees or other personnel that could get hired to do some of these positions. But so this is why it's important to communicate. So the main things I took off this semester was really that really stuck with me and that I enjoyed reading a lot about was global outsourcing, NAFTA, and the European Union, and how we can benefit and how there's some pros and cons on both sides, but that's where it really took from the semester. Just there were kind of that's not all I took, but it was just very interesting because I had never really dabbled in them before. Again, it's Jose Quinones, and thank you for listening.